Hello.
Hi.
Is he still in the back?
Yeah, he's in the back.
Okay. So I'll just let you know I'm audio and video recording what's going on.
Well, just what I told the dispatch, just that, so I'd given him notice 2 months ago to move out, and in the last week, he's just gotten very aggressive and escalating, and now he's threatening me, sending me like, I'm not sure about, if this place is valid, and I might have to call the state. I've just these, threats, and then today he sent me one at work, and he's like, you need to move these pots that are blocking my pathway, and I already fell and hurt my back. So this whole thing. And so I just was like, forget it. I'll just go home and move the pots. So I did, and then he came out, and he was just losing his mind, just yelling at me.
Well, he also poured some yellow
We think urine in my plants, because I moved everything.
I don't know if he urinated in a bottle or something.
That's what it looked like.
Okay.
He's because these two are scared of him.
Okay. So this is your home, and he rents in the back?
Yeah, and he's just been screaming at me and like threats about, I'm gonna. Then I poured water over the urine, and he jumped off the table like right in front of me, like closer than that, and scared me. Spilled some water, splashed his pants. He's like, "That's assault. Now you've assaulted me." I'm like, "No, I didn't." So.
Gotcha. And he was trying to engage me. I mean, we put caution tape. You'll see it when you go back there. And he hasn't. I've never actually met him. We just.
You live here as well?
She just stayed.
I'm just staying I'm leaving in like 2 weeks to head back to Oregon, but I have been here for a couple weeks. So I have been here, but I've not.
Okay.
And he, his claims of, I was here when he was out there going, "Oh, my injured back." And I'm sorry, I have back problems. I'm like, if you have an injured back, you're not jumping up and down off the picnic tables and trying to video your shit. I'm like on all fours. So he doesn't have an injured back.
Gotcha.
He's claiming that we turned off the sensor light. I leave for work. I'm working at Starbucks for a short time, and I go to work at 3:30 in the morning. I always use my cell phone light anyway, but the lights come on, I come out.
So you see the little angst that he's creating, and is there a way that I can remove him off my property early?
No. Well, have you started the eviction process?
Maybe the only thing you can do is if you just talk to him and say, 2 women in the house are feeling threatened, and you need to not interact with them in an aggressive way.
Or interact at all, period.
She's scheduled a site inspection because his behavior is so bizarre that we thought, maybe is he doing drugs or something? And so she scheduled a walkthrough inspection for tomorrow,
morning at
and
9.
that's when all this stuff ignited.
In his place?
Yeah. Because I need to do a walk.
But you have a legal right to do that as
well, the last time I tried to do it.
Gave him advance notice.
Yeah, and the last time I tried to do it, he berated me and followed me around. It was really threatening. I couldn't even finish the walkthrough.
Where are you at in the eviction process?
Well, he's supposed to be out on the 30th.
Of this month.
I gave him 2 months notice. This isn't working.
Got it.
It wasn't
So this is not, you have not started the eviction process through the
It's
county?
not an eviction, no. I gave him notice.
I can tell you right now you're going to want to start that as soon as possible.
How do I, okay.
You contact the
county.
Whatcom County Courts. You just Google Whatcom County Courthouse eviction. You're going to want to start that as soon as possible because there's no way for us to physically remove him unless he's arrested for a crime, which this here is, it's very complicated. You have what's touching it off is a civil situation. What you're describing to me is what everybody in this state believes to be behavioral health issues. And then it's complicated by him having residency there. Whether that's great or not for you, that's what he has. So it's a very complicated mix. We're here to patch up what we can and figure out how to make it safe in the moment. What I say about patrol is we restore order to chaos. My biggest concern is, it's pretty common for when people are getting pressed up on a deadline to act out. My biggest concern is your safety and your safety, right? So when I'm hearing all that and having to internalize all that, I have to figure out kind of the underlying. Are you telling me it's mental health, drugs, just don't know.
Well, I think it's mental. He's told me he has mental health issues.
Has he disclosed what that is at all?
He didn't give me the diagnosis. He told me like when
What do you suspect?
the last time that I think he has schizophrenia. I work in mental health, and the last time I tried to do a walkthrough, he said he wouldn't agree on a time or anything, and he said it's because he's afraid that people are poisoning his food and milk, and he'll be doing it without.
We can give it a second. I got time. So, does he have family contact info that he provided you as part of a lease or anything?
No,
Okay.
he didn't really. He doesn't seem to really have anybody. He's estranged with.
Go for it.
Remember he said today, he's like, well, my mom knows your friends, and
Oh yeah,
It's
which I don't know what that
extremely
means.
common for people to burn a lot of bridges, though, right? And they act like that. So,
Well, you know, he can be as errant as he wants, but now he's threatening them. They feel threatened. They
tell me about that. About what are the threats?
Well, like she was just walking out there to move the plants that he was complaining about, and they're really there to show that there's
A corner.
A delineation kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. And
So it
like
actually
I said,
helped
he
you
came
not
flying
make it.
up, jumped on a table, and then jumped down really right in front of me. And just to fuck with her, you know. And he's sending.
What are the texts? Well,
there's difference between threatening and I
Yeah.
just
He's
my
intimidating,
concern
I
is
suppose
what
that's
is it
what he's
gonna be
doing.
like
I
now?
fully
Yeah, I'm
understand
wondering what's gonna.
do you want to show me the texts?
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm like, okay, is this gonna make things better or worse? Because it's, you know what I mean? It's like,
Well, you know, things have been going on for months, and I just told Denise, listen, he's got mental health issues, so you have to be a little bit, you know, sensitive to that. But when it starts turning and he starts yelling at
It gets
her.
aggressive.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
was today.
May I hold it?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Is this from you to him?
That's him. That's him to me.
Okay.
I was at work today. I just feel like he's trying to intimidate me.
Well, certainly. I mean, based on what you're saying, what I'm hearing is he's hearing eviction. That's unpleasant, you know, for them. Not that you care, but so in their mind's eye, it's unpleasant for them. And a lot of times when people with mental health get pressure on something, they act out, or they don't know how to act. So then this happens. It also sounds like he's trying to set up his, not defense, but set up the lawsuit, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Look
sharing
at this.
everything.
Now I'm hurt, right?
Well,
So
and
you
the
want to
one
keep
from a
that
couple days ago,
documented
he's
for
like,
your civil issues there.
is this place even safe? You know, is it up to code
Crud,
and
I
all
lost
that
it.
crap?
That's,
Oh.
that's what that is, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
And
we
so
can all
this
see
is-
right through it.
Base idea.
That is not my realm. My realm is the criminal realm and trying to make things safe, safe
Yes.
as we can. Again, I'll get back to it, but it's extremely complicated when he has residency here, and that's why I will beat the dead horse. You want to start the
I will.
eviction process
Thank you.
immediately.
30 seconds.
Oh, well, I don't think my word's
So we
expected to
have-
be back in the near future.
We have some places to go here, and I'm putting my thinking cap on, but I want to read these. Okay.
Okay. The green is me.
Okay. This is the green is you.
Yeah.
Well, he seems to have quieted down.
Well, I think he quieted down when you walked in the backyard.
Yeah. Well, that's why I did it. I
I'm
wanted
glad
to
you
know I was
did.
here.
Thank you very much for coming over.
I could take it. I ain't scared. I deal with this kind of crap all the time at Starbucks. It's
Well,
it's
I mean the
It just bothers me because this is my backyard. This is my
Well,
home.
that's the
the
thing.
concern is since he poured urine in your pot.
What is he
else
gonna? Is he gonna
do?
key my car?
Well, I thought When he threw the garbage out, I thought, I just threw a big brown bag of, shopping bag of garbage, and then threw it out the door, shut his door, and I thought, that shit's gonna blow up. Like, I was like, I hope that doesn't catch fire. And then he came out again and with another bag, and then poured the urine, we assume is urine, and then came out, and so it wasn't. But I thought, oh God,
Gotcha.
I don't know. You just don't know what people can do.
It's distressing.
Well, I will.
That's
What
why
is-
you have to call 911.
So here's what I think is best in the moment. He's clearly ratcheting up toward crisis, right? Mental health crisis, I think.
I think so.
So for us, as ludicrous as it sounds, with all the laws that have changed in recent years, the best place for me to start with him is a phone call and talking with the entity called MCOT. It's a mobile crisis outreach team. They have a lot of skills in de-escalating folks. Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to go up there and bang on the door. He comes out with a knife, and then we end up,
No.
or whatever. We have had to shift our thought in these how we respond to him. He's quiet at the moment. He's not assaulting people. The threats are thinly veiled at best. It's aggravating. I feel you 100%. But I think we should start with a phone call and try to get him to talking with MCOT. Because, again, my feeling as a third-party outsider is he's feeling pressure about the pending having to move. Like, nobody likes to move. And then if you have mental health problems, it just becomes an inconquerable task for them in their mind, and then they act in ways like that. I'm not a mental health professional, but I see this.
But
It's way up now.
yeah.
Because he's up against the timeline. He has nowhere to go, probably. He hasn't started doing the planning. So it's very distressing for folks. I'm not a mental health professional.
You're doing a
but
great job.
We work these a lot.
I know, I feel calmer.
So,
I actually think you've been in my community de-escalating before.
What
I
is-
think
what is-
I remember
what's
that.
your last name again? The business with the is pissing match over the pots. Is that done for now? Like you don't have to go back there right now.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. Why?
I will not.
Is your plan or hope to be able to go back to work now and today?
So yeah.
Just gonna get online and get.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. I'm gonna do that first.
Okay. And then you're around here today? but-
I'm here. Like I'm going to family dinner around 5 in London.
Okay. I
So
guess
I'll
what
be
I would
here for a
say
couple
is,
hours.
if you're willing, maybe just nicest to have the blinds closed. If any, I'm going to go start making calls and start with him and MCOT, and I'll get back in touch with you.
Thanks.
Code 4 as to where that's headed, right? What I say is when energy's put in a system, you can expect energy out. So if we make a call, it may piss him off, right? So. And I can let you know when we're going to start making calls. All that to say, with these things, again, extremely complicated with him having residency. So first thing to do, even though it's inconvenient as hell, is create distance if you have to. If it's like just be done, right? Walk
Yeah,
out.
but we get
Come out
here.
here.
We can be up here.
Meet us, and it's. I fully acknowledge that's not fair.
I'm okay
we
with
end up
it, I
telling
just-
it's not fair. It's your home, and he's the leasee. But with mental health, everything gets slowed down a lot. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
Is that an acceptable plan?
Of course, no. I appreciate
Okay.
you coming. It just makes me
Any
feel.
questions?
No, but other than then you'll just call me and give me an update, I guess.
Yeah.
Can I borrow your taser for just a minute?
No. Yeah. So yes, I'll go make some calls and then see where we're going with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I will figure out.
And now
this
we're on
eviction
your
thing.
radar. So,
Yeah.
8 hours from now, if something's funky, we're going to be calling you.
Yeah. My recommendation, if it gets crazy again, just remove yourself, and if you gotta go sit in the car or whatever, just go down the corner. As stupid as it sounds, property is property. If you break property, we can replace that, but we don't want anybody getting hurt.
Right.
And then it's not to say that mental health people cannot commit crimes. It's just we are now mandated by law
Yeah.
to slow the heck down. So
Well, I am concerned. I've got to do my walkthrough tomorrow. Steve
It's
actually.
likely to be property damage is what he's going to do. He's going to strike
Yeah,
out.
so when you,
sure.
Well, Steve's gonna come and do the walkthrough with me tomorrow morning, and Jenna actually will
I
be
was
here
going to
also.
be here too.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, start the eviction process, because that can easily bump up against 90 days. And the way it typically goes with folks that are schizophrenic, like I said, they do not like to move. Nobody likes to move, right? Everybody hates moving. It sucks. and then you haven't done any of the planning, you got nowhere to go, and you're overwhelmed. So that's why he's acting out, most
And it's
likely.
all going to be on his side,
Yeah,
so it's like 90
but
days from now.
the county will, that's who does the physical removal, will come out and that, so start today.
Okay, I will do that.
All right,
when
I'm
you
gonna
guys
make
leave.
some calls, all right?
Thank you so much.
I'm Officer Danke,
Thank you. Okay.
common spelling. And the recording.